So our next contestant is from the Waikato Management School, Phoebe Guo.
At first, I want to acknowledge the ongoing support from my supervisors, Associate Professor Debshis Mushin, Dr. Cheryl Cockburn-Wooten, and Dr. Mary Simpson. I'm so lucky they are all here today to support me. I'd also like to thank my office mate Azila Benchit for her valuable advice based on her last year's competition experience. And of course, I want to finally say thank you to my family, especially my kids, for their understanding, listening to my presentation every day, and pretending yet not getting so bored. Let me tell you the story of a woman who was in tears after giving birth to a 9-pound child. It was not just the physical pain that made her cry. She was emotionally drained too. Sounds familiar? Well, she's among millions of women who go through this ordeal. But why? The woman in my story is one of my many research participants. For each one of them, it was culture shock that made going through childbirth a nightmare. They had all grown up in China, but were having their babies in New Zealand. But the customs and the procedures of their adopted land were all so different that they may, well, have been on another planet. In China, you put on a radiation protection suit when you're pregnant. You're not allowed to watch horror movies. Final Destination 5? No way. You stay indoors for the first whole month after you give birth. And more importantly, doctors take all the decisions for you. So, if your contractions start, rush to hospital. Over 30 years old, go for cesarean. Imagine the anxiety of one of my respondents who was asked by her midwife here to make choices. Do you want a water birth? Do you want gas for pain? Do you want your husband to cut the cord? And then, when she started her contractions, she was told she was fine, and there was no need to call 111. Her body shook, not so much from the labor, but was because of her stress. There was a huge gap in their communication and conceptions of childbirth. Clearly, culture and communication are crucial components of childbirth, and that is the focus of my study. As a migrant ethnic Chinese mother myself, I weave my experiences with the others to understand how Chinese mothers go through childbirth. I speak to the maternity care providers here and observe how they deliver services to this group of women. I hope to challenge New Zealand medical practices that dehumanize the consumer to just another number. I hope to change the health industry to create a more inclusive environment. But this is not about Chinese women alone. There are mothers from 44 countries living in New Zealand now. These issues confront us all in a growing multicultural society. Is there only one way of going through childbirth? My research proves that is not the case. Can the gap in communication between two cultures be minimized? My research shows it can be achieved. Rethink childbirth that we are familiar with. It is, after all, a matter of conception. Thank you.